Hello everyone, my name is Legend Rania and this game is Rise of Kingdoms. Diplomacy in the Lost Kingdom, this is going to be the subject of this video. The reason I want to come up with this kind of video is because we do not know the placement of each kingdom, where exactly is in the Lost Kingdom. Now because of that, and it's pretty much all random, you could say, I came up with some very great ideas about diplomacy, and obviously it is related to diplomacy because making an alliance, that's what diplomacy does with other kingdoms. Now, once I'm gonna start showing the pictures, you start understanding more and more, because why is the reason everyone is going in the Lost Kingdom except having fun? So this is pretty much what I'm trying to do in this video. I want to make Lost Kingdom even more fun. I want to bring that hype. You don't want to have kingdoms locked in, especially corner kingdoms, because this is something that everyone is complaining about. Corner kingdoms are always being locked in, or they have a high chance of being locked in. So the moment I start talking and start showing the pictures that I have prepared, you will start understanding more and more. So the more you listen, the more it's gonna make sense. Now, here is the first map that I have prepared. So you're probably noticing is a 2v2v2v2. Pretty much doesn't make much sense as it is right now, because I just want to show you the numbers. This is what I believe that it is the best way how you can actually make allies. In some Lost Kingdoms, this will not apply. The rivalries are probably too high. But I'm talking about the usual kingdoms. I'm talking about the majority of kingdoms, which are probably making a council. They have one representative from each kingdom. They have a group. People are talking, people are deciding. Because like I mentioned, this is the reason we go in the Lost Kingdom. We go to make friends, we go to have fun, we go to battle. Everyone has his own reasons. But we are trying to make that fun, we are trying to empower that. So for that reason, I came up with this couple of ideas. The first idea is 2v2v2. You can say that this is blind pick, because it's all numbers. We do not know where the kingdoms are actually placed, so because we don't know that, we can give them numbers. But again, this has to be a common agreement between the kingdoms, that they will all agree with this. So it's not going to be very easy. This is why this video is part of diplomacy. If you're wondering what can you do as a player to empower this, if you actually want this to happen, obviously messaging your leaders, telling them that this is something that you want. So obviously this can be something that can happen if you keep bothering them, because what can a leadership do without their people if they're not listening to their voices? So this is a 2v2v2 situation. If you're asking, how is this going to be helpful, or how is this going to be more entertaining? Well, if you're looking at the second picture that I'm posting, you're noticing the way I put the marks, that in each and every situation, each alliance, because this is basically 4 alliances, each alliance, they have a safe haven. They have a 2-on-1 situation. Let's take, I'm just going to take for example 1, 2, and 7, and 8. Now, will 8 gonna decide to go on a 2-on-1? That would be very phenomenal and fantastic, because 1 and 2 will actually have some action, will actually pound some troops once the level 4 pass open, and there's definitely gonna be a lot of action. But will 8 actually leave 7 on its own, so they won't block 6? Because then if 6 actually sees that 8 is going on 1 and 2, then 6 can probably push in that direction, but then 6 will actually leave 5 alone against 4. So you're trying to see the turn of events by having 4 alliances in the Lost Kingdom and just using numbers rather than allying with kingdom. Once you're in the map, then you know which exactly kingdom it is and you know your allies. Again, this is something that the leadership of each kingdom need to agree. But I find this very, very interesting, because it gives very high chances to each and every kingdom to get in the zone 5. Not just into the zone 5, but then it gives higher chances that there's actually going to be a fight for the ziggurat. I would say that this strategy, or I wouldn't really call it a strategy, I would say that with this with this type of diplomacy planning ahead before you go into the Lost Kingdom can actually increase the war activity. There will be always something to do in the Lost Kingdom. Cornered kingdoms will not be so cornered like it has been in the past. A lot of kingdoms had complained that the map is actually not in favor. Well, if the map is not in favor, how about we make it in favor for us? If the map is not in favor, how about we use the map how it's beneficial for us? Now, I'm personally supporting this 2v2v2v2. I'm supporting it a lot because it leaves room for a lot of mistakes. Let's go, for example, when the level 5 pass open, 1 and 2, they decide to go on 3 and 4. 3 and 4 decides to go the same on 1 and 2. Well, 6 and 5 probably decides to go on 3 and 4. Then obviously the poor 3 and 4, they are getting cornered, but then it's 8 and 7. So 8 and 7, they have to go on one of them, and obviously if they choose to go 1 and 2, then 1 and 2 needs to withdraw, then the things are getting balanced between 3 and 4. Let's say 3 and 4 being bashed, the gun kind of started to retreat. 6 and 5 is gaining advantage. Maybe 1 and 2 also had 5 with 3 and 4. They are also trying to leave some room, and they are also retreating. But maybe 8 and 7 decides to go on 6 and 5 to actually start gaining some room on that direction. So they try to expand, and obviously 6 and 5 needs to withdraw. Then 3 and 4 can start pushing. 1 and 2 can start pushing. So obviously that means that this is just a situation, but it can leave room to actually a lot of strategies. A lot of strategies, a lot of events, and a lot of options. Because in the end, you're only gonna have one ally. So keeping an eye on what's happening on your left instead of just pushing on your right, it can actually leave room to a lot of strategies. In the end, guys, it's normal that some kingdoms would lose. This is not something that we can hide. You cannot have 8 kingdoms winning unless you just ally with all 8 and just share the Lost Kingdom map. So some teams will definitely win. I'm just trying to give examples, but the chance is very high that in the middle 4 kingdoms will meet, meaning 2 allies, and actually have a proper fight for the ziggurat. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of things we can discuss, and I would say that this is a very nice strategy, or a very nice diplomacy that can be made for Lost Kingdom before you even get into the Lost Kingdom. But you need to agree and you need to accept the fact who you're gonna match up with. Lost Kingdom, this is something that is happening very often. Either winning or losing doesn't have to be so devastating for some players. For some it actually is, but you cannot win all the time. This is something that you need to keep in mind. But what we can do, we can make it more entertaining, we can make it more equal, if you want to put it like that. We can make it more fun, and obviously we can actually use the map to make it in favor for each and every kingdom this way. Now there is also the other variation of this map, because 2v2v2 probably doesn't sound so exciting for everyone, even though, like I said, I do support this and I do support it a lot. And this is the other situation of the map. You're noticing that there is just one thing that has been shifted. This is a 4v4 situation. So it's 1 and 2 with 5 and 6 versus 8 and 7 and 3 and 4. So what has changed? Not much has changed. Meaning that in still as the 2v2v2, in the same situation, you still have the zone 4 as a safe haven. You still have a 2-on-1 situation. So if you actually choose to go 4-on-4, you can actually do that as well by going with this pattern: 1, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, 7, 8. So when the level 5 pass open, you can choose, for example, 7, 8, 3 and 4 can actually try to push 1, 2 back, while 6 and 5 try to help them as much as they can. Or 7, 8, 3, 4, they try to push 6 and 5, while 1 and 2 try to help them as much as they can. So there can be a lot of situation as well with a 4v4. This can also be very fun. But again, it's not going to be a corner kingdom where it's actually going to be pounded from 2 sides and be locked in and make it not very playable for them. So I actually think that this is also very, very good and very, very helpful. The reason I put those lines is just so people actually understand that in each and every map that I draw is a 2-on-1 situation, meaning that every single kingdom will actually have a piece of safe haven, like the zone 4. I call it safe haven, you want to call it how you want. You'll be part of the zone 4, you'll farm a little bit of altar, you'll have a high rune or something, and then you have a chance in the zone 5 and you'll continue fighting. If a kingdom can actually win against 2, then WTF to that. I don't know what else to say. It did happen in the past when NCB managed to push 2 kingdoms back. That's the situation that I remember right now, when they actually managed to push and block 2 kingdoms in their province. They were a corner kingdom. So that was again really, really crazy play from their part. But if you're losing against 1 kingdom, then what's the point of trying to have more allies? How many more allies do you need to put down a kingdom? That's just one situation. That's very rare situation. But again, I believe that this leaves room to a lot of options, and it would be really great if a lot of kingdoms can actually agree to this or can actually put this in practice, because the more this is being put in practice and the other kingdoms will actually see how good this is and how good it works and how good of advantage each and every kingdom having a chance to actually do something in the Lost Kingdom, at least going out of the province, you know, and just do different stuff instead of being you know, locked up in the province. They will see how better it is, and it can probably be applied in the future. Anyway, I just felt to actually do this video. I'm just so excited about this idea of actually giving a chance to each and every kingdom to be part of the Lost Kingdom, to make something in the Lost Kingdom, and actually extend the battle as much as possible. This is what I believe, and hopefully that this is gonna happen. In my Lost Kingdom, this is the situations that it has been applied right now. We are very much in favor of the 2v2v2v2. From what I know, the other kingdoms are also discussing about this right now, if they want to agree or not. But if my Lost Kingdom can actually be an example for this, and the rest of the kingdoms can actually see how nice and how much action and fun you can have by extending the battles and the wars, then it might be applied in more Lost Kingdoms. I hope you guys find this very, very helpful, and again, you can let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this, because I'm personally super hyped, and I hope that it's actually gonna be applied and we're gonna see at least the 4-on-4 situation. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care.